All right, 7 minutes past 3 p.m. right here on Nigeria Info 95.1. Welcome to Hot Facts this Thursday afternoon. How is your day going so far? I hope that you have had a good one listening to us from the morning crossfire to what's happening in Abuja and the sunny side. So welcome to Hot Facts. My name is Itodo, and we will be having some very important conversations today on the show. It's a couple of days to the elections, that is the presidential elections. Have you gotten your PVC yet? Because that extension ends this weekend. What is holding you back from getting your PVC? What exactly is happening? What's the holdback? What's stopping you? All right, let's get into the roundtable right now. Get to go through the top and the big stories making rounds today, and also get your input. We are live on Facebook and YouTube right now. You can do to subscribe to the YouTube channel, and don't forget to click the little bell. Yes, that one you see, click on it so you can get updated, get an email or notification whenever we are live. 22 days, 16 hours, 51 minutes to the presidential and National Assembly elections. That's for the 25th of February. It's drawing close every day. Before you know it, it'll be here, and we'll get to go out there and vote. So ensure that you are prepping for that. Suleiman Ocheni is right here. We're going to get into the roundtable and settling together and go through the headlines as well. Welcome, Suleiman.
Thank you.
I'm about to ask you about the 500 naira notes that you showed me the other day, the new notes.
Yeah.
And if you still have them.
I don't have those notes, but I have different
You've got
notes.
new ones?
Yes.
How did you get it?
It was a struggle.
Wait, tell me about it.
Because, getting them out of an ATM machine, it's difficult.
Mm-hmm.
I tried going to an ATM on Sunday, not even on a normal weekday, on Sunday, and there were at least 50 people there.
What time did you get there?
At like 10 o'clock in the morning. And there were at least 50 people there. So I had to get it from a POS vendor.
Mm-hmm.
And they're charging exorbitant fees to give.
So I hear they charge between 5 to 10% for every withdrawal that you make.
Some are charging 100 naira for every 1,000 naira. Some are charging 200 naira for every 1,000 naira. I'm hearing that some are even charging 300 naira for every 1,000 naira you withdraw.
So what do you have left
Exactly.
when you pay that much just to get the money?
So if you're withdrawing like 4,000 naira, you're paying a fee of 1,000 naira. It's ridiculous.
Crazy out there. How are you coping with that? Let us know if you've got any update with that. And just in case you spot an ATM that's dispensing without a crowd, wow, it'd be great to get that information right now. But let's dive right into the roundtable with our first headline for today. Atiku election riggers pressuring the Central Bank of Nigeria for extension of February 10th deadline for old notes. Now, in a statement released by his campaign office on Wednesday, the former vice president said any further extension would destroy the purpose and objective of the policy. The deadline for the validity of old notes was initially January 31st, but the deadline sparked controversy as Nigerians could not access new notes. And on Sunday, the CBN announced that the president had approved an extension. Now, Atiku asked the Apex Bank to immediately review the measures in place for ensuring the seamless circulation of the redesigned naira notes across the country. He explained that this was necessary to alleviate the hardship confronting ordinary people, especially rural dwellers who need cash for their transactions. Now, on the flip side, the presidential candidate of the NNPP is saying that some presidential candidates, party members have banks, and that is why they are not directly affected by the shortage in the new naira notes. That's what he's saying. Those, were his words. Let's get to you. Suleiman, to get your initial thoughts about this. I mean, every other day comes with new information on the new Naira notes and how people have queue for hours or spend the whole day in the banking hall trying to get the notes. They can't get the new ones. They can't get old ones. You're frustrated. You have money, but you can't get it. You can't spend it. You can't leave from point A to point B because you haven't got petty cash to pay for your transportation. So you are literally stranded. And even making a transfer using some of the bank apps, while some work just fine, some are not reliable. They open 1 minute, and they are not functional. What exactly is going on? And let's focus on the statement by Atiku, who is calling for the CBN to stick to the 10th date and not extend.
I'm of two minds when we're looking at this. For the first thing that comes to mind is, okay, they have. I think this was the way to have rolled it out. They shouldn't have said, okay, the news are they're coming out and they give such a short window of time to acquire them. This is something you do over a long period of time. They've still insisted on doing it. So, okay, now we're there. Decided we're going to do this, and these are the reasons that we have been given. So if they extend it past this 10th February deadline, it makes no sense. It's counterproductive. It's counterintuitive. By extending it, they would be defeating the purpose of the whole reason they started this thing. So basically, extended. What they're telling us is that they've wasted our money. Does it cost money to make money? So they've wasted our money by making these notes and trying to roll them out as fast as they have.
But the thing is, a lot of people have not been able to get or access new notes. They've had to try other measures. I mean, recently a lady was arrested, the ICPC, because she was fronting and advertising, selling the new Naira on social media. We've also seen videos of a man representing a president candidate, a particular party, handing out notes and swapping the old ones with people and trying to maybe buy their or get their attention with that. Because once somebody does good for you when you are stranded, you're bound or obliged to pay them back in a way that they might want you to pay. All these options, people trying to help other people, but then it is not in their place. If you're a bank official or accredited by the central bank or any financial institutions, you should not be able to swap cash for anyone. But people have had to resort to that. And even looking at what's happening in Sokoto, Zamfara, and Katsina, as border residents trade in Sefa, going the extra mile just to ensure that they do not lose their legitimately made money. So, putting all of that, into context, putting all of that into consideration, what can be done differently if we're not going to be extending?
Honestly, I do not have an answer to that question because it's not even a realistic policy to begin with. Because when you're looking, like you mentioned before, we have been hearing about cashless policy in Nigeria for years now, but we do not have the financial infrastructure to implement a cashless policy. I mentioned that I was on Sunday that I had to go to the ATM. The reason I had to go to the ATM was because I went to the hospital. My, their POS for me to pay for a consultation didn't work. There was no network for me to transfer to their account. So I had to go to try and get money from the ATM. And when that didn't work, I had to come back to the hospital and keep trying the transfer option over and over again until it finally went. So imagine if that was an emergency. So these things, we do not have the infrastructure for it. So I don't know how we're going to get out of it, but we're going to have to find a way.
Is it about not having the infrastructure or being overwhelmed? Because we know how these banking apps and these online options work. It's good during the week, and from Friday to Sunday, there's a bit of a hitch, there's an issue, you're stuck, you're frustrated, you go out to maybe have lunch, you can't pay for your meal, and you have to resort to other things to be able to, pay for it, right? So all of this, when these things put into consideration, what could have been done differently? Because this rush, this pressure is so much on Nigerians having to queue for fuel. You're queuing for the new Naira notes. You're literally begging. I heard a story of a man who had to beg to be able to withdraw 20,000 from the POS vendor because he was being charged way more than he could afford, and the money was for something really important. Now, there are thousands of people who are put in that position, and when people are frustrated, they take out the frustration on other things, on other people. They're angry, and they're just looking for ways to doing things. This should be something straightforward and easy. But right now, the CBN has come out to state that it has instructed banks to be able to pay the new Naira notes over the counter. But there's a limit to that. You can only get 20,000 Naira per day. So imagine if you have an emergency and it's 100,000.
And you need that cash. I'm hearing that some banks are even resorting to giving over-the-counter money in 10 Naira, 20 Naira, 50 Naira denomination. So you can imagine trying to withdraw 40,000 Naira in 10 Naira denomination. How inconvenient that is.
That's a lot.
I know. So that's what banks
But then you're getting your
to.
money. So that's a good thing.
You're getting your money, but imagine, as Suleiman that I am, if I am a market person, right?
Yes.
And someone wants to buy something from me for 14,000 Naira and they decide and they give it to me in 10,000, I won't accept that. Why? So who's going to sit down and be counting 10,000 Naira?
What then would you accept? Because they're paying you. Now, people have mentioned, or stakeholders have mentioned that it would have been easier if the smaller denominations, 100 Naira, 50 Naira, were made available, wherein people take that as opposed to depending on the 200, 500, and the 1,000. But now let's focus a bit on what Kwankwaso is saying, that some presidential candidates have banks and they are not necessarily pressured by this deadline. Now, we know in 2023, we've all agreed that if you're going to name anyone, if you're going to point to anyone, give us names. You can't just keep us in the dark and have us assuming, who's this person you were talking about?
They're all afraid because they don't know who's going to be the president. So they don't want to say something and then get on that person's bad side for future things. So, I think that's why they're not naming anyone.
But let's also come back to what Atiku said, the election rigging. Do you think with this deadline, if it's stuck to, that's the February 10th, that it would have any effect in terms of fighting election rigging for real? And that they cannot try other options to...
It will have an effect, but I don't think it will be a big effect, because what I have come to learn over the course of my life is that if someone wants to do something, there's very little you can do to stop them. So knowing that, knowing that this barrier has been put in place, they would have come up with another way to do it. So
what would that way be for you?
I don't know. So that's the job of our of INEC and our security agencies to monitor and see what ways these nefarious people will come up to destabilize our democratic elections. But I feel like no one. So the thing is, if you were planning on rigging the election before, and then now this roadblock is erected in front of you, you'll course correct and look for another way. So that's what needs to be done. And attention needs to be paid on these people to make sure that they're not finding other avenues to do these.
Now, recall
things.
that the candidate for the APC had some weeks back mentioned that the fuel scarcity and the redesigned Naira notes were put in place to sabotage him emerging or his chances of winning the election. And you saw how things played out from there. I mean, it came off as though he was calling out the president, that he was trying to ensure that he wouldn't win the election. But that will take us into our next headline for the day. 0700 951 0000 080 959 74869. Those are the numbers to call in right now. Let's get your thoughts on this story. You can also join the conversation. I'm looking through YouTube right now. Take your comments at Nigeria Info Abuja. That's also the handle on Facebook. I see you, Chinedu Chukuma Guadangwa. How's your day going? As well as on YouTube, Ibrahim Hajara. Welcome to you.
Hello, Itodo. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
This is the Honorable Minister of your mind.
Go ahead.
Honestly, Itodo, this thing they are saying is just, they have just decided to suffer the masses. Now, if you say they want to fight vote buying, that very day, give anybody that's telling to give him money, they will arrest him and they arrest the buyer and the seller. That is it. And pursue them. The one they arrested in Osho, we are not hearing anything again. You see, all these politicians, all of them, many of them are shareholders in today's bank.
All right.
And they mind you that if they need money, they only call the bank manager. They will even arrange their money with the bullion van and drop for them. You understand me? So they should stop deceiving us.
All right. Thank you. Hello?
Hello.
All right. Thank you.
Sorry, what's the name, sir? I forgot it. My name is Umar. Anyway.
My name is Itodo. Are you there?
My name's Suleiman.
Well, he can hear you. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, my name is Suleiman. Itodo, I want to go back to this monetary policy, this withdrawal, or not withdrawal, this policy that is reigning today that is causing chaos and pandemonium everywhere. It's a crisis kind of. Let me tell you this. Personally, I've not been able to have access to any cash like physical naira for days now, until yesterday and today. Yesterday, I had to go pick a foreign currency somewhere, go to Zone 4 and make a change. That's why I was able to have access to physical cash.
Now, did you get the new Naira or the old Naira notes when you made that change?
I got the new Naira notes.
Okay.
It had to do with making calls first. It had to do with me, okay, connect to somebody and okay, go here, okay, meet this guy, will give you and all that before I got this money. Just now, I was able to get money from a filling station. What I did was to drive my car to a filling station. I have almost more than a half tank, and I give him my ATM to take 20,000. He said no. That would be enough, too much to find. That's okay. Take 50,000 naira. My gauge not work. I don't know.
Okay, let's have you hold on for a bit. Let's take this quick break and come back to hearing your thoughts. All right?
I'm holding on.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Me and let's talk.
Nothing breaks the news like the news. Trust me, I can prove it. I do it every morning on Morning Crossfire from 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. on Nigeria Info 95.1, and I'm Femi D. Amede. Join the biggest conversation around the national politics every day in a way that is trustworthy, full of passion, and yes, covers the biggest politics and the stories that matter to you. See, you have all the reasons to find out what's going on in Nigeria and be engaged differently. Let's talk. That's the way to go, even this morning.
This is Nigeria. This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
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 This is Nigeria Info.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I'm here.
Thank you for holding on. So continue with your thoughts, please.
Okay. What I'll basically say, this policy by Buhari and the Emefiele is bad. It's not working, and to me, it's not going to work. Even if you extend it for that one, it's not going to work. And I can tell you for a fact.
So what would you typically recommend, Suleiman?
Yes.
What would you recommend? Seeing that you say that it's not going to work, it's not a good option. What would you say?
Let me tell you why I say this now.
Mm-hmm.
Just behind us here in Buhari here. There are areas in FCT don't have network at all. got a part of Kuje that doesn't have network at all. How do people do the banking services if there's no network there? So it's a thought of the water plan by Buhari and his co-traveler to demarcate Tinubu. I'm telling you.
Okay.
The demarcate is very clear it is. And he has given you one direction that wants to demarcate some years. It's like these people who can tell me to give it the weight to lean on, to fly on.
All right, Suleiman, let's give room for others to call in. Thank you for sharing your thoughts. Have a good one. Welcome.
Hello, good afternoon, Mr. Itodo.
Good afternoon to
Good
you.
afternoon, Omar, the last caller. I greet you.
Go ahead.
I want to talk about this e-banking or something. I want to speak according to El-Rufai.
What is your name before you go on? I know it's you, but what is your name?
My name is Salasi.
Let's hear your thoughts. Go ahead,
And I
please.
greet our guests there. You are welcome, sir. You know, when El-Rufai was speaking with the federal television yesterday, Femi didn't even play that. He said, in Borno, 27 local governments, only 2 local governments get bank. Out of 27, then in Kaduna, his own state, the governor was saying that in the local government, there are about 2 local governments that doesn't have banks. Then tell me with this cashless policy. So if when some people are talking, someone will call and say people are lying. No, we are not children. We can't just come because we hate the government. We'll be lying on radio. In fact, I demand an apology for that, saying that Nigeria are lying. Look at what Omar is going through now. Me, I know what I've been going through these days. I told you, day before yesterday, that I have to buy Nigerian money, 10,000 for 1,500. And I'm telling you now, still up to now, if you go to the bank, ATMs are not dispensing cash. I'll let you make a move.
All right, Salasi, thank you. Welcome.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
I greet you and I greet your guest. Oku is my name.
Okay, go ahead.
My own take is on Atiku that said CBN let them not increase the debt. As if it's a righteous and righteous man. Atiku Abubakar.
So let's not speak on his character. I just want you to react to the headline, okay? Don't speak on anyone's
It's
character.
what I'm saying now.
Okay,
Yes,
go ahead.
The comment of Atiku is what I tried to say.
Let's have you talk about it.
Atiku, yes, Atiku Abubakar, I want to let you know that Buhari is a not honor. He haven't 8 years. We can't vote you again so that another planning will be.
All right, Okwi, thank you for your thoughts. You can join the conversation as well on WhatsApp 080-993-0137. You can also call the WhatsApp number to join in as well. That'll be the WhatsApp voice call option. Welcome to you.
Itodo, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Mr. Suleiman.
Go ahead.
Ibn Ali. You see, Mr. Suleiman said that the aim of this policy might be defeated if they extend the date beyond the 10th of this month. You see, the aim has already been defeated, because if the aim has not been defeated, actually necessary modality will have been put in place now to cushion the suffering of the people. If this policy has been put in place to improve the economy and also to assist the masses, then masses will not be subjected to the abject suffering now. The suffering is too much. I hope you people will conduct a survey, even around the settler town, to see how people are suffering, suffering from the villages.
All right.
To be honest with you, this policy is not wearing a woman's face.
All right. Thank you for your thoughts. Welcome to you.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Your radio is on.
Yes. Can you hear me well now?
I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. First, I want to say.
What is your name?
Okay, my name is Uba. I'm calling from Cuba.
Go ahead.
I keep saying this. Nigerians are too scared of change. There is never a time that a change happens in this country that it is accepted widely. It is heavily criticized. I will give you an example. In 2011 or 2012, when they came up and said they wanted to remove subsidies, you and I know what happened in this country. In fact, that led to the removal of that particular government. Today, we are now falling back on the same subsidy removal. So you see this cashless policy we are going into. It is actually for the betterment of Nigerians at the long run. If you have traveled abroad, you will notice that the amount of cash you spend is very reduced, it's very minimal. You do more of transfers. You do more of online banking. Yes, initially it is going to be rough, just like we are facing it right now. But I believe at the long run, it is for the betterment of everybody. Forget political motivations that they are talking about. They're only looking at it from one angle.
Now, shouldn't these structures have been put in place before this policy was effected?
Good. Let me tell you something. You see, because most people are misinformed. CBN came up with this policy and said they have given every bank branch 30 million naira each. And this new naira note is not supposed to be withdrawn over the counter. If you want to withdraw over the counter, they will give you 100 naira, 50 naira, 20 naira, 10 naira, and 5 naira. That's if you want this 500 and 1,000, it's from the ATM, and that is why they said you cannot withdraw more than 25,000 naira on daily basis.
Now, have you been able to withdraw the smaller denominations over the counter?
You can't. Because why? They are not in circulation, which, like I said, that is the disadvantage of what we are going through right now, because the speedy implementation of this particular policy. We can endure this. If we can endure this government for 8 years, my dear brother, in the next 1 or 2 weeks, this entire thing will normalize.
All right.
I'm going through it because I can't do any transaction for the past 3 days. Yes, the banks and the network will try to frustrate this effort so that you and I will be shouting that what the CBN is doing is not good. The bank needs the money because at the end of the month, they charge you for internet banking services. So if there is no transaction online, how would they charge you?
All right, let's make way for others to call in.
Things will normalize.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Have a good one. Looking at Facebook right now, let's get some of your thoughts. Stephanus Garba, Victor Chimez, Iwe Atu. See your thoughts and your compliments right there. Thank you very much. Victor Chimez says they are not putting enough measures in place to ease the sufferings of the masses. Okay. And Joe Light says, good to watch you live. You can watch us live right now on Facebook and YouTube. Do well to subscribe to the YouTube platform so you can join in on the action. Extending the day to swap the Naira will be purpose defeated, and that is Sunday Aluko. Welcome to you.
Hello?
Welcome.
Yeah.
Good afternoon.
My name is, good afternoon. My name is Sonia Gassi. I'm calling from Lugbe.
Let's hear you.
Yeah. One of the problems we have in Nigeria is to understand common English.
How do you mean?
I will explain. What central bank governor says that they disburse 130 million to the headquarters of every bank, not to each bank. And every bank, let's say, example, UBA. If you disburse 30 million to UBA, they have to take it to their branches all over the
So I'm curious to know how you arrived at Nigerians don't understand English. Do you have data for that? How did you arrive at that?
Yes, the common understanding of the people now is that every bank is being given 30 million every day. It is not so. It's not 30 million every day.
Okay.
30 million to the headquarter of each each bank. Like Sky Bank, 30 million, UBA, 30 million.
So what exactly is your point right now? I'm trying to have you get to that.
My point now is that such money will not be enough to disburse to all the banks in the whole Nigeria. That's why we have limited fund.
Welcome. Good afternoon to you. Your connection is distorted. Can you move around or maybe call back? Can barely hear you. Do well to call back. Sorry, I have to let you go. Welcome to you.
Mr. Itodo.
Yes, sir.
I greet you. Well done.
I greet you as well. Comrade.
From Kubwa. The obedient, yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Mr. Itodo, I don't expect that those that voted for President Buhari in 2015 and 2019 will join some of us who did not vote for him. I don't expect it. You can't eat your cake and have it, for God's sake. Enjoy what you brought to yourself. I expected some of us who did not vote for him because we knew that he doesn't have the leadership policy. So why are you complaining, for God's sake? Just like once we are campaigning now, we see some of them now shouting APC and PDP again. And when it finally gets there, will start complaining.
All right, comrade. Thank you.
They are disturbing us. They should allow one that did not vote for Buhari.
All right, thank you, comrade. And looking at the WhatsApp right here, this says, good afternoon. I kept saying this, that this monetary policy would not work as expected. The only thing that would make the policy work is to release the new Naira notes and withhold the new notes once it gets back into the bank, come Elder Idoko. And some of us appreciate the good job CBN is doing. It's hard, but it's only for a while. We'll get over it. The policy will help CBN to be in control and effectively monitor cash in circulation. The policy is unrealistic and Nigerians can't be fooled anymore by this policy. Nigeria is for all and not for some people. Don J. Good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon. You have 60 seconds so we can move on.
Okay.
Yes, go ahead.
I don't think CBN thought about
What is your name?
very well. My name is Chinedu.
Okay.
I'm calling from Life Camp here.
Mm-hmm.
Because what is going on right now is there is crisis everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, there is crisis. Look at how what is it called? POS. If you do some transaction, they keep cutting your money without the transaction being successful. The transfers are not going. Okay, like we businessmen. If customers will come and transfer money for you, you will not see the alert. You will even open your mobile app. You will not even see anything there. For the past 2 days now, my mobile app has not been able to record anything for me.
Mm.
Yes. This morning I have to go to the bank to go and queue to get my statement of account.
Okay.
To be able to know if those money sent were successful.
Did you get it and was it successful?
Yeah. Most of them, there are some. Like,
okay.
I'm not seeing it and it wasn't there. I'm waiting for the, okay, just imagine if I don't know that person.
Mm.
So I think they do not, think about this very well. There's no money the cash, I don't think they printed enough cash. So all these things is just for political reasons. And all this telling they will be in control of this, they want to come this and that, all these things are stories.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
And this says, they do this, we complain. They implement that, we complain. There is no cash, we complain. The banks have loaded their various ATMs with banknotes of 50 and 100 Naira notes, yet complaining is raining. Which one we dare Nigerians? Complain or not, new Naira policy is here for us and there is no going back. Obedience man, the maker from NMPC Towers. And this says, kindly note that people spend their hard-earned money to cope. Okay. All right. Thanks for your thoughts right there. Our problem in Nigeria is here to stand up for our right, nah problem. All right. You did not include your name. Let's move on to the next story right now. And this has to do with sabotage. Tinubu campaigners back El-Rufai. Minister defends Buhari. Now, yesterday, El-Rufai made a statement that there are saboteurs in Aso Rock who are fighting tooth and nail to ensure that Tinubu does not emerge as the winner in the elections. Now, the federal government has dismissed these claims by the Kaduna State Governor, Nasir El-Rufai, that some elements in the presidential villa are working against the All Progressives Congress presidential candidate, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu. Now, the Minister of Information, Lai Mohammed, said the government was not officially aware of any entity in the presidential villa working against the victory of the APC standard bearer. But the APC Presidential Campaign Council deferred, saying it was not surprised by the governor's revelation that some elements in the seat of power were against Tinubu's candidacy, adding that El-Rufai was merely stating the obvious. The governor dropped the bombshell when he appeared as a guest on breakfast show on Wednesday. Now, it came a week after Tinubu cited the Naira redesign policy by the Central Bank of Nigeria and the lingering fuel crisis as part of plots to thwart the poll and his expected victory. Now, El-Rufai claimed the forces working against Bola Tinubu, Kashim Shettima joint ticket were people whose preferred candidate lost the APC presidential ticket to the former Lagos State governor last year. Now, addressing the allegation in the chat with State House correspondents after the weekly Federal Executive Council meeting, the Information Minister argued that the president was not favoring or disfavoring any presidential candidate ahead of the February 25th election. Now, also addressing journalists in Abuja, the PCC Special Advisor on Media Communications and Public Affairs, Dele Alake, disclosed that El-Rufai did not say anything new. I quote him real quick: "There's nothing spectacular about what El-Rufai has said, and it's even self-explanatory. He did say that some people, but he never said the president. In any organization, including media houses, you have editorial policies, and there are elements within your organization that won't agree with those policies, yet they still work there. Now, it is therefore nothing spectacular. It is merely a natural phenomenon. In all organizations and institutions, you cannot have 100% of the operatives see issues the same way." Suleiman, let's get to talk about the infighting within various parties, and we're focusing right now on the APC and the alleged sabotage. Now, you would expect that names will be dropped. This is a season where you drop names so we know who exactly it is. But then the worry could be you might be wrong when you mention these names based on their inaction in terms of going around the campaigns with you, supporting you in public. I mean, we've seen some of those who contested in the primaries not supporting publicly, but we've seen them in private, in pictures and videos, making statements and all that. Could these be the people who are the saboteurs, or this is just a mere call for everyone to work towards the success of the party?
I feel like the saboteurs could be anyone, because the president's coming out to say that there's no official body or group of people that are after the APC candidate. Fine, but they can't come and tell us that there's no one within the party who is opposed to his candidacy, because they don't know that. They don't know what people are doing in their free time and the moves that they are making. But it does seem a little suspicious that these policies are being rolled out now, because when you look at everything that we're talking about, that's we're discussing these days, the new Naira notes being rolled out, issues with bank subsidy, all of that, these are not new issues. So why is it now that these things are being rolled out? Because just even a layperson can look at everything and tell you that there's something afoot. We don't know exactly what it is or who might be perpetrating, but we know that something is going on.
Now, why would anyone stick with a party that they're not in support of? Why would we usually see people move parties, change parties from party A to party B to party C. And there's that issue of, they were spies. They came to get notes and know what exactly was happening before they moved. There's that. But in this situation, I mean, it's not the first time we're hearing that the president might not be in support. Initially, when the campaign started, he did not move around. And, his aides mentioned that he was busy doing his job and he would jump on it, which he eventually did. But in some of the state visits he's done recently, we haven't heard him make any statements endorsing or promoting or pushing or encouraging his supporters to vote for the party's candidate. So is it safe to say that maybe their fears are true?
I would say so. It does look that way. I don't know. I'm not the president. I don't know him personally. He hasn't told me how he feels about the issue. But it does look that way, because we know that the candidate that APC has today is not the candidate he was backing initially.
How do you know this? You don't know him, so how are you sure about this?
You can infer from previous statements that he had his own candidate who he wanted to be the APC candidate, and that didn't come to pass. So it's not outlandish for someone to say that he isn't happy. Whether or not that is true, I cannot speak to that.
All right, let's get to hear your thoughts right now. 0700 951 0000, 08095974869. Those are the numbers to call. You can also call the WhatsApp number or send a message to 080 9993 0137. Welcome.
Hello?
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. My name is Jerry.
Go ahead, Jerry.
Yeah. When you are El-Rufai is talking of Sabotage in Nigeria politics, the father and the starting of Sabotage in Nigeria politics is Atiku Abubakar.
Okay, let's not do that. Let's not do that. Okay, let's just react to the story, please. Thank you.
Okay. The second term of Obasanjo, the sabotage Obasanjo regime. To the extent Obasanjo had to lay down and beg one of the candidates.
How do you know that? Is this based off hearsay or you have receipts for this?
I read it in the news in Nigerian newspaper. That was when Obasanjo won contest for 2011. He contested the second tenure. He going down to Goodluck Jonathan in 2015. All these people who sabotage 2015 election by Goodluck that regime. That's what makes Goodluck for anything the party leadership, the party chairman have to sabotage it. If they are talking about sabotage, it's a want to rule mentality is disturbing Nigeria. Our not. I'm from Itodo, forget. We want to rule this country by all means. We want to rule. The North have to rule. Why this is really border rule mentality is causing this Boko Haram, is causing this herdsmen. I'm telling you, that's the problem. It's our rule, we want to rule mentality. Other people are born to suffer. That's what is bringing the problem, is bringing all these things. Look at what is happening.
All right.
And combating PDP. Togara is in APC. I'm supporting Atiku, which is PDP. Chimaroke Naman is in PDP. I'm supporting Tinubu. What is our problem is want to rule, sabotage, and they cannot help us.
All right, thank you. Good afternoon. Hello? Good afternoon. So we can barely make out what you are saying because the sound is distorted. Can you call the other number, please? All right, thank you. Good afternoon. Hello? Okay, not ready. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Good afternoon, number one on air personality of the world, Mr.
Okay.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
My name is Batifada Abubakar Ali. I'm calling from PW Kubo. I remain the unapologetic Jagabanista.
Go ahead.
Regarding El-Rufai and Honorable Minister Lai Mohammed, I am in total agreement with El-Rufai and I disagree with Minister Lai Mohammed. And these are my reasons. Minister Lai Mohammed said the president is not supporting anybody and they are playing level, it's a level playing ground for everybody. But the policy is indirectly favoring somebody and is pushing the masses, those who do not understand the game, against the APC. Yes, except for those who do not, who need the sixth senses or the third eye. You don't need the third eye to see that it is a systematic way of trying to sabotage somebody else's chances because they fell out during the primary. Before the primary, somebody was blocked until he commented. He was cleared. They went to the primary. He won squarely. So what is there? Honestly, El-Rufai is spot on. Honorable Minister, I disagree with you on this.
All right.
Because you cannot expect somebody who is suffering to get well and somebody who is suffering to get this thing to be happy with our party. But we will understand it and we are going to counter it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. 0700 951 0000 080 959 74869. Those are the numbers to call. You can also join the conversation on WhatsApp 08099930137. This is the Roundtable on Hard Facts, and we are going through the top stories of the day. 3 of the top stories of the day. So far, we've spoken about Atiku speaking on election riggers pressuring CBN for extension of February 10th deadline for old notes, as well as Sabotage. Tinubu campaigners back El-Rufai. Minister defends Buhari. So if you'd like to react to any of this, do to call in and kindly go straight to the point. Looking at the WhatsApp platform right now, Emmanuel from Airport Road is... All right. Thank you, Emmanuel, for noting this. All right. Thanks a lot for bringing that to my attention. Let's look at Facebook and check out what you're saying. Lies, hypocrisy, confusion in various camps. They claim there is no grudge. Blaming the CBN is purely hypocritical. The president has said several times that the policy has come to stay, so why blaming the CBN governor? Okay, thank you. And Sunex Ogar says, please tell the federal government to help us circulate cash. We are suffering. Peter says, nice policy, poor execution. We are not ripe for this as a nation. If at all, it has to be a gradual process. And on YouTube, I had to trek a very long distance yesterday because I had no cash on me. I almost cried. Rejoice Ojonugwa giving that update on the YouTube. You can join the conversation on YouTube. Just in case you missed the first hour of the Roundtable, it's on right now at Nigeria Info Abuja. So do well to follow and join in. Going back to WhatsApp, let's check out what you're saying. I personally don't blame the president for not supporting anyone because the candidate is going around campaigning based on what he claimed he achieved while he was governor and not paying attention to the president's achievements. So what type of message is he passing on to Nigerians? Okay, that is from Leo. We'll go on a quick break right now. When we come back, we'll get more of your thoughts and check out the third story. Don't forget that you can share your thoughts, opinions, and join the conversation across all of our platforms on Facebook, on YouTube, and also on the WhatsApp line. Stay tuned.
Hello, my name is Kimberly Nwachukwu. I'm the host of Hard Facts, and I bring you the biggest stories driving conversation every weekday here on 95.1 Nigeria Info Hard Fact Show. I love to get your opinion and conjectures, but the facts you cannot dispute here on Hard Facts.